Hello and welcome to the AUBG webinar on the admissions interview and other documents. We're waiting for people to join. My name is Anatoly Cherny, Assistant Director of Admissions, and I'll be very happy to spend the next 30-40 minutes with you, just to help you relax for the interview, to set a little bit of expectations, what to expect from the conversation with the admissions office. Also, I hope that you will bring your questions for the other application documents. Many of you are already finishing up their application package, your transcripts, essay. I know the biggest headache is the financial assistance documents, and maybe we can help a little bit there. Okay, no, just let me turn off my phone a little bit. Okay. Thank you for joining us today. You should see a Q&A app in the right corner, and you can ask your questions there. And I'll be very happy to stop and to continue with whatever we have. Just 1 second. Yeah, we're inviting a couple of more people. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we have less than 3 weeks left until the early admission deadline. That's enough time to finish on time if you have already started, obviously. A lot of you have already taken your TOEFL exams, and you have already received the results, so congratulations. If you have a passing score, one of the big hurdles in applying to AUBG have been jumped over. I know back in my days when I was applying to AUBG, I was actually a student at AUBG a long time ago, I'm not going to say, but for me, the big tests were the big questions. And back in the days, it was more difficult to prepare. Today, you have webinars, you have websites, you have online books, and it's much easier to prepare. So even this tool now, I wish I had it when I was applying, so that I knew that I was doing exactly the right thing. For example, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Joy is asking, can the financial form be completed by handwriting? Yes, it can be completed by handwriting, but we'll talk about financial aid documents a bit later. And even if you have submitted your documents, it's great because we'll be able to take a look at them. And there is still time to check out and correct and send back the documents. So the earlier the better. This webinar will be in 2 parts. First part is a little bit of a mock interview between me and Dana. Dana had just joined us. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Tony. Hi, everybody.
Can you present yourself, Dana?
Hi, my name is Dana, and I'm an admissions counselor here at AUBG. I am responsible for some of you who might remember me. They're mostly Russian-speaking countries. I'm a former AUBG graduate, so I hope I can understand you better and feel like I'm going in your shoes right now.
Okay. Dana and I will be doing mock interview. If you'd like, then you're more than welcome to do so, and we can do a mock interview with you guys. And then the second part of the webinar will be a Q&A about if the connection is breaking up, please use the Q&A app to send a notification that I cannot. Okay. So we'll have a bit of a presentation, and then we'll collect the questions, and we'll give more answers after the more formal presentation. Okay. So Dana and I will pretend that we are doing the interview, and Dana will be an applicant, and I would be one of the interviewers. Usually the admission, and I don't have this guy here will be the second interviewer, but he will be very silent, and I will be doing most of the talking. Okay. So let's imagine that we start the interview with Dana, and you can hear Skype doing pidit, and it's connecting, and I show up on Dana's screen, and Dana shows up on my screen, and I say, "Hi, Dana. It's
Hi.
yeah. Hello.
Hi. It's good to see you.
What time is it over in Kazakhstan?"
It's already 10 in the evening.
Oh, thank you for staying up so late for the interview. Really
It's a
appreciate
bit more convenient this way for some of us.
Your parents are England. How did you hear about the AUBG?
I've been hearing about it from a lot of people lately. My mother has a friend whose daughter is a first-year student, and she's doing really great. She's a really good mathematics student, I believe. She's always been good at that. And I've met her once, and she's involved in many clubs, and it seems very interesting. So I was definitely interested in this option.
I was losing you from moment to moment, but I heard that you have a good friend that told you about the AUBG. And what most?
I'm sorry, the connection must be not very good. Could you please repeat that question?
Yeah, I was wondering what is the most exciting?
The exciting thing, it's mostly the club activities that she's involved into, because I'm not very interested or good in math myself. I'm more of a slightly humanitarian subject inclined person, but she's been involved in, I believe, a musical project and some sort of entrepreneurship thing. It is very interesting. I would definitely want to give that a try. Sounds very exciting. She sent me videos.
All right. Yeah, there are quite a few videos in YouTube about the different clubs. We do have a very lively student activities, student life here on campus. But what about the academics of AUBG that you're really enjoying?
Well, out of all the subjects that are available that I've read on the website, I'm really interested in the journalism major, I believe, because as far as I know, I've heard from the student who's not doing it herself, but that there are many facilities available, and there are computer labs and software that allows you to do many interesting things with media. I would really want to look into that, and also take opportunity to be taught by people who used to work in the field, I hope, so that I can actually learn how to do many of these things on my own.
I see that you all have made up your mind quite well about journalism. It is an exciting field. We do have cameras that you can check out and make your own documentary films or interviews. We have also a couple of student media on campus that you could work for. I, for example, was also a journalism minor, and for me, was the best part was to be part of the newsroom and to be on the cutting edge of news, and to see the other side of newspapers and news magazines and TV presenters. that was quite exciting. But I also hope that maybe when you come to AUBG, you'll be able to test the waters for some other fields. Maybe you like political science, I don't know.
I'm going to see about that. I hope I can make time and take as many interesting courses as you can offer, because to be frank, if I'm going to be leaving my country, I really want to have as many new experiences as possible, something that we don't really have at home.
Trust me, we have plenty of new experiences here at the AUBG. Aren't you afraid to leave your country?
Just a little bit. I'm very excited. I know that some people worry a lot. My parents worry, but at the same time, I feel very good about this.
Well, I was 18 when I left, and it was much more difficult back then to keep in touch via Facebook. In fact, there was no Facebook at the time. But at the AUBG, I had a lot of friends, and the resident assistants that are helping new students have been very, very helpful. And my best part of AUBG was actually the orientation week. It's before you start your studies, you spend some time making friends with the new students and get to know the city, get to know what's happening, and you go through a couple of tests that place you in a higher or lower English course. In fact, I loved orientation week. I became resident assistant later and helped other students get oriented at the AUBG. Team member about anything. Is there anything that new that you could learn, or any question that you're eager to find the answer to?
So I'm not really eager. No, I'm not very worried about leaving home, but I am worried about how I'm going to be receptive, because I've never been to Bulgaria before. So I'm really wondering whether it's going to be difficult to find my way around, and whether most people are Bulgarian and we're going to feel a little isolated. I assume that there are going to be more international students coming.
Of course, we have half of the AUBG students are in 30 countries. There will be students from Kazakhstan that you could get familiar with in the beginning. Actually, AUBG can help you from the moment that you land and you come to campus. There will always be someone to guide you. As I said, the resident assistants are there to help you ease in the orientation week to know the city. And you'll have fun during diversity training to see new perspectives, make new friends. It's a small community. We live together, we learn together, and you'll end up making a lot of friends that will be friends for life. Yeah, I think your parents and you can be quite assured. It's a very, very cool, very safe, very lively environment that is worth leaving home for. Okay?
Yes, I feel excited.
Excellent.
And yes, I'm a little bit more agitated now, because there isn't that much time left for me to complete everything, and I can't wait to know the results. But yes, thank you very much for.
Yeah, you're welcome. Our counselor will get in touch with you, and we'll let you know the results in a few weeks. Okay, so that's how an interview looks like.
Okay.
As you can see, it's a friendly conversation where I'm not wearing a tie, and I'm not drilling Dana so that she gets lost with questions. We just want to get to know you a little bit better, to get a feel for your personality, whether you will enjoy being here at the AUBG. So it's just a conversation. Anything else, Dana, that you could say to applicants, how they can prepare?
Well, we definitely are not drilling you on any kind of subject, so you don't really have to prepare. And what I've already heard, a lot of people will prepare their potential answers to try and pitch themselves. It's okay for you not to.
Yeah.
We'll just ask you a couple questions, and it's not about finding out something about you that's necessarily bad. What we want to know about you is the general things that make you look good. We'll try to ask the questions that will make you actually look good in our eyes. So please don't be too worried about this. But also don't be too distracted.
Yeah, try to look into the camera, try to smile. It's okay to think beforehand about a couple of questions, like what's my favorite sport, what's my favorite activity out of class, what am I most proud of. But we don't want scripted answers. We just want to have a conversation. You can prepare by thinking about those things. You can also prepare a question to ask us. You also need to prepare the technical part. For example, the camera needs to work. The sound needs to be coming and going. You can make a test call with your parents or with your friends to see if it works, so that the light doesn't come out from the back. When the light is from the back, you can't see the face. It's really strange to talk to a person that you don't see the face at all. It makes one awkward conversation. So yeah, the interview is something that considered something fun that you can do with your talents. Okay.
Anatoly, there is this question. Is this interview used to learn more about us personally beyond the grades and the financial form? And my answer would definitely be yes. We do want to conduct an interview and preferably see you eye to eye, whether in person or over a video call, just to get to know a little bit more personally than what your records show.
Okay. There is a question. The interview will include only general questions or about specific degrees we've chosen. Very cool place, and it's unique with this that you can change your majors while you're in the university and combine majors. Chosen field like I did with Dana about journalism. But we are not going to drill you or ask too many questions specifically about the academics. This is more of a general. Okay. There's a question. When we are going to be interviewed? So after the early admission to after the early admission, so March the 1st or prior to that. Dana, you want to answer that one?
Well, right now we're trying to interview some of you that are already ready with all of your package, so that we can not get you out of the way first. Don't think of it like that, but you're ready. You're going to be amongst the first people reviewed after we hit the deadline. But generally, yes, most of you are going to submit your applications closer to the March deadline, and after that is when we're going to schedule interviews.
Yeah, for most people it will be after we receive most documents, but for some people it will be when we get enough documents to get a good feel for the applicant and then try to find out more through the application. Okay. If there are no other questions about the interview, we could go on to the other questions. I see a lot of questions about financial aid forms, but let's go first through a couple of things. Is it written backwards or is it just me? Essay?
No, it shows up okay.
Is it all right?
Yes.
Okay, so the essay is your chance to present yourself, show a story that defines you, give us something to show your personality, your motivation, your achievement. There are 2 essay topics. If you look at the AUBG template for the essay, you can download it from our website. And the Common App has a completely different topic, and that's okay. We just want to hear from you how you think, how you are able to present and to convince, and to see.
Since Dale is mentioning the common application, I believe we can also accept the common application topics.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the common application topics are okay. If you choose a completely different topic that really grabs your heart, I think that would also be an option. These are given here so that you have something to think over and give you something specific. But really what we're looking for is, again, to see any leadership skills, to see what defines you personally, what are your ambitions, what you're looking forward to. And AUBG is a place for people who want to change the world, who want to do something really cool. So we're looking to see some of that in your essays, right? Since we now mentioned the online application, right? Most of you people have already submitted the online application, but so that we get it off the table, there are 3 ways to submit it. There is the AUBG online application, the Common App, the Universal College application, and I hope not, but you could also submit it in paper. But then you have to pay $25. The online application, please do not submit it more than once. We've seen people who submit 3 applications through each channel, or they forget to do something in the online application. They send another one to correct the previous one, and then another one to correct the previous one. Please don't do that. Try to sit down and think through, fill it in as best as possible. And if there are minor changes, you can just shoot an email to your counselor, okay? If you have questions about any of the items we've checked off, you can write it down here. Add to online applications or the essay. Interruption a little bit. Okay. Letter of recommendation, there is a template for this as well, and basically what we want, we also ask for this in the online application, just so that we know what to expect. It doesn't have to be on the template as long as it has the contact information and a signature, and we know it comes from another person, so that we could pick up the phone and say, hey, you recommended John, can you tell us more about this? It could be one academic from a professor or teacher in school, and a second one could be from outside of school if you're very active, say in the Red Cross, and the person of the Red Cross, then they can submit a recommendation letter for you. You could send 3 recommendation letters if you want to, but please don't go over 4 or 5. That's a bit too much. Okay.
Since we're talking about the recommendations, there's a trending question about whether there should be a rating in English, Russian, or Bulgarian, and whether it's better in English. But since we do say on the website and officially that all 3 languages are fine,
yeah,
we don't really differentiate, and there's no better way to send it, because some of your tutors that know you very well may not speak English language. So instead of giving it to a translator, which is additional time and money, we give you the option of them writing up their recommendation in their language.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. So other languages accepted: English, Russian, Bulgarian, they're equal. Back to the essay, there is a question from Diana. Should we type the essay in this template? Yes, you could. It's that's why it's there. You can download it and write it in Word, or you could write it on a separate sheet of paper. Make sure to have your topic and your name on the essay. You won't believe it how many times I've seen an essay that doesn't have a name on it. It could be anybody's. Okay. Question: in the letter from school, do if the letter from the school does not have contact info, but I mentioned the name in my online application. No, the recommendation paper itself has to have the contact information on it. The online application is completely separate from this. So yeah, please do have the contact information together with the recommendation letter.
You can attach, if the recommendation has already been written, you can ask your tutor who's been writing your application to fill out the top template part with their contact information and attach it to the letter that's been done.
Put the signature on both parts so that we know it's the same person. Okay. All right. And Nikita's done a good job. He's already sent his documents and they will arrive this week. Good job, Nikita.
Great.
We'll review them, and if there is any problems, we'll let you know. In fact, I think Dana will be reviewing them.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. Okay, back to the interview. Does the interview affect our scholarship in any way? Good question. The interview is just one part of your application process, and the other parts as a whole are more important than the interview alone. But yeah, there could be hints in the interview that could help your chances for a scholarship. But again, don't think about school grades in school, your recommendations, your essay. They're all much more important. The interview.
And we can put it this way. The interview is one of the steps for you to be admitted. And it's after that you admitted that any decision upon scholarships or financial aid is made. So for the moment, concentrate on actually getting in and showing yourself from your best side possible.
Okay. Yep. Okay. But the interview is not a problem. Yes, if you can come and it's not costing you an arm and a leg and 2 weeks travel by camel, then of course it's much better to you while I see them. We're only doing Skype because our students are spread all over the world. They're from America, they're in Blagoevgrad, Sofia, Macedonia, or Serbia, or somewhere nearby. Or your parents are just traveling here for the ski resort in Bansko, and you happen to drop by. Let us know, and we'll do the interview face to face with you. Yeah, get in touch with your counselor and let them know that you're available. Okay. How can I send? Okay, we'll get to the test scores shortly. Could I possibly benefit from this interview? I mean, can this kind of interview secure some kind of a scholarship? I think we already answered that one, right, Dana?
Yes.
Okay.
I see a question that possibly pertains to the interview from Dinara. What if I don't have such hobbies which are suitable to your clubs? What should I answer? Well, you don't have to have a hobby that is suitable for a club, because one of the fun parts is that you can get to organize your own club, start your own club, be the organizer, be the president, find other people who are interested. Or if you're not that much of a people person, you'll just have enough time on your own to research and do the thing you love. We have the facilities for sports, if it's a type that you don't do. We have a library with an extensive collection of books. So don't lie in order to try and fit in. Just tell us honestly what your interests lie into. That can be something special about yourself.
Yeah, one of the big things about the interview is that if we sense some dishonesty or a bit of too much fact bending, that doesn't feel good, and it may be harming But yeah, don't worry about the hobbies. You have what you have, be yourself, and maybe you'll discover your new hobbies here at the AUBG. Plenty of opportunities. Or you can just make your own club or practice the hobbies individually. That's fine, no problem. Okay. Again, the question about face-to-face. Due to the fact that I live in Bulgaria, the interview will it be through Skype or not? Depends what part of Bulgaria you're in. If you're in Ruse, the other end of Bulgaria, of course, it's much more convenient to do it on Skype. If it's within 2 hours travel for you, we recommend that you come, but you don't have to. Okay, it's your choice. There was a question about when will we be invited to interviews. We think we already answered that one.
So just to repeat, most likely soon after the 1st of March.
Yes, it all depends on, well, it's Nikita asking, right?
Oh, okay.
So he already sent his documents. Nikita, when we see your documents, we'll schedule an interview with you, okay? If they arrived. High school transcript should include the high school report of the past 2 years or the school report of this year. We want the information for 3 years back. Basically, in the American system, high school is 4 years. So you would have first semester of your last year and then 3 years back. But in many countries, that's not more years back. But we don't want your middle school grades. I mean, that's not that relevant. So, for example, in some cases, there is the graduation year, 2 more years of study. So it will be the graduation grades from middle school, the first year of school. I'm still okay. So there are a lot of questions about financial. Let's see about TOEFL and scores. Do the points taken on TOEFL exam support management or and no. Yes, it is considered, it is important, and no, your other parameters are also important. Your grades in school are probably the most important thing, but we look at other things as well. So yeah, and no, it is not the only thing in the world, okay? There is a question. So I guess it makes no difference whether the letters, essay, and application for financial assistance are handwritten or typed. If your handwriting is beautiful, it makes absolutely no difference. If you write like me, I would prefer that you type them out and just put a signature at the end of it. So yes, it doesn't make a difference, but please do write legibly so that we can actually read the thing. If we can't read it, we can't accept you, okay?
There was a question about a portfolio. Just a second. How do I organize my portfolio and CV?
Okay.
So there's a template for the CV that's available on the website. Have we got to that yet? Okay.
Portfolio, right?
Portfolio.
And there is a template. Please ignore this part. There you go. Here's a sample CV. You can plug in here the parts of your portfolio. Sometimes the portfolio is just pictures, not much to put on the CV. Here is someone's pictures that they've taken and printed out, right? These are beautiful pictures of Moldova and some activities that are happening. I'm not sure if you can see all of them, but basically, if you have something to show, you can put it on paper, print it out, put it together in one package. Yeah, depends on what you mean by portfolio. Sometimes portfolio is diplomas from different competitions you've taken. So don't send the originals, send the Xerox copies and write on the back in English what it was about. Don't translate them, don't notarize them, just a copy of them. And the CV would be a summary of everything. Donna?
Yes, and if you have accumulated a lot of these kind of diplomas from when you were in primary school, try and leave out certain things that are not as relevant, because a portfolio this thick and a portfolio this thick aren't that much different in essence. What we're looking at is the highest moments of your achievements, so to say, not exactly what you did in kindergarten.
Yeah, try to be selective. If you have a lot of them, then select the best. If you have just one achievement, well, then try to show something else so that you've done on the CV. Okay?
It doesn't have to be achievements, just the highest achievements or achievements in general. As Tori just shown examples of your work.
Yeah,
anything else
that
counts.
With their literature pieces, their poems. I've seen videos of people doing a documentary on drug abuse. So that's impressive. But you don't have to feel like you need to. Just try to show what are the things that define you, who you are. Okay, there's a question about the SAT. The proficiency test and other tests, do the people who Ani, have you already taken SAT? If you did, that's great. You can send it to us and we'll consider it, and it will be a plus. You have just as good of a chance to receive a scholarship. All right, I hope that answers it. How much time does it take to arrive to the university? What if they arrive after the deadline? The official tests, usually when you take it, it takes about I don't know, 10 working days for the tests to show up here. I don't know when you took it. Diana, maybe it's a question you can ask your counselor. If they arrive after deadline, well, how late after deadline? If it's just a day or two, I think we'll be okay with that. But if it's quite late after deadline, well, you just missed the deadline. Where should we submit all other documents, such as the essay, recommendation letter, financial aid application? I mean, should we send them to a certain email? Thanks from Art, Kosovo. Art, we have a representative in Kosovo, in Pristina. So you might want to show it to them first, and they will forward them to AUBG. We do not accept anything by email. Well, we could accept your essay, but most of the documents should be given to us on paper or to our representatives in various countries that we have representatives. If you don't know yet whether your country has a representative, connect with your counselor or check out our website. Okay.
Also, for people who are filling out the common application, even these people have to submit their financial application documents on paper, hard copies. However, for the rest of you, some of the documents can still be sent in by email, but you better contact us first to make sure which those are.
To your counselor, but generally we want them on paper to your local representative in Tirana, in Pristina, in Chisinau, or other cities where we have representatives. Okay. If I haven't attached a portfolio to my CV, will it affect the financial assistance I received? No. Can I put a photo of a project I made? Yes, please do. Okay, one more about the test. How can I send you my CAE, Cambridge Advanced
English?
Yes. Take a copy of that and send it to your counselor. Okay, I guess we're getting close to the financial aid. This is the most difficult to answer, but we'll do our best. And a little bit of a disclaimer, the answers will be general, but you're better suited to talk to your counselor about the tiny details. Here goes, financial aid, financial assistance application. Ta-da! You guys must have seen this. And on the back, it has a very useful checklist. And please think before you write that it doesn't apply. Very often, there is an agency that can give a document about this situation or that situation. Okay, let's move on to the financial assistance. Is there anything else to be prepared with financial documents that is needed for the fine arts course? Right? Practical tests or anything else? I'm not sure I understand this question. Dana?
I believe Joanna is asking whether there are prerequisites to be put in your portfolio in order to participate in fine arts courses that fall under the fine arts minor, and the answer is no. I mean, it's great to know that you've done some things in the field, but it's one of those things that you can take up and do alongside your main studies. Therefore, we do not discriminate depending on whether you've done theater or music before or whether you haven't.
Well, practical tests in fine arts, I don't know. If you have any tests, then fine. You can put them in your portfolio. Again, AUBG has the same requirements for all the majors. They're all the same. It's the same TOEFL result. It's the same number of recommendations and the same financial assistance application, no matter what major you are interested in pursuing.
Although, small note, since we are talking about fine arts, the only thing that could be slightly different is when you're already enrolled in a university and you want to take a course, there might be an audition. Mostly for music performing courses, but you don't have to worry about it right now.
There'll be an audition about that. If you want to do piano, then the piano professor will ask you to play something to see your level.
Which doesn't mean that if you haven't played piano before, you cannot take it. It's going to be fine if you just...
I know people who started learning piano from scratch, from zero, and they now are playing. Joanna, if we haven't answered your question, please do get in touch with us. Get my contacts from the website or Dana's and shoot us an email. Or if you're already talking to your counselor, you can give them a call, okay? All righty. How does financial aid work? And what will make me more eligible for a higher scholarship? Okay. So financial aid is just a part of one of the ways to finance your education at AUBG. At AUBG, we split, let's say you have a 100% scholarship. I know everybody wants a 100% scholarship. I didn't have a 100% scholarship.
I did.
But part of that scholarship, the biggest part, is because of your grades in school, your great TOEFL, and maybe an SAT result and other academics. So the most heavy, the heaviest weight has the academic part of it. And the documents that you're submitting for the financial assistance application, they weigh in just a fraction of it. And the maximum you can receive with just the financial assistance documents is like 30–40% of your tuition fee. So that's how it works. Mostly it's your academics, and then there's a part of it that's the just pure financial assistance part. And when you submit your financial assistance documents, we compare it with all the people that are applying to AUBG, and we're trying to help those that are more needy than others. Everybody thinks they are poor, and yes, we all need more money. But when you put all the people who apply together, then it becomes obvious that these people are more that are needier than the others, and then we try to help those more, and we do help the others as well. But we do try to allocate more financial aid to people that are relatively needier. Okay, that's as detailed as I can go, and basically you apply the best you can, and then you will receive the results when you're admitted. Okay. Can AUBG and university transfer studies to a university in my country after a year or two, for example? Okay, this is not for financial aid. This is about accreditation. AUBG is accredited, and I know people who can transfer to Europe and to the US and to other universities, but it depends more on the university that is receiving AUBG credit rather than on AUBG itself. On our side, we are accredited, we have good quality education. If you're planning on transferring, you better check this out with the university that you are planning to transfer to. Okay, documents to be filled. Are there any documents to be filled in for the scholarship, or are they automatically assessed?
I'm sorry, Tali, can you repeat the question? The connection is not very good.
Try answering this question.
Okay, so are there any documents to be filled in for the scholarships, or are they automatically assessed? So on the website, there is this section that lists out all the scholarships that we have currently available, and all of them have their own requirements. If the scholarship says that that it's based on the student's need, then you have to submit your financial assistance application so that we can actually assess it. But if it's a merit-based scholarship that's based more on your personal and academic qualities, then you're probably just going to be automatically considered for it. And your counselors can also recommend you for a scholarship based on your interview and your previous records.
Okay, thank you, Dana. Great academic achievements for GPA, and what grade in TOEFL is good enough for 80%? I don't think I can answer that, Dana. It all depends on the competition as well, and it's excellent GPA and great TOEFL and applying on time and having all the other credentials all right, but also a little bit of luck. I mean, you could have all the things right, but there is one person who's a bit rightier, and they will get a bit more financial aid than you. So it's a little bit of chance involved depending on what other people are applying. All I can say is please have a little bit of patience. I know you're eager to get to know that the answer to that question. We will send you the answer together with admission letter sometime in March or early April. Okay. Am I still eligible to receive merit-based financial assistance if I'm not planning on submitting my financial documents? As I understand, all scholarships on the website require financial documents, even merit-based ones. Paulina, the ones that are merit-based, they do not ask for financial assistance documents. Only if the scholarship has the word need in it, then you have to submit the financial assistance documents. You could receive financial aid and some scholarships just based on pure merit alone. But if you're interested in financial aid in general, then I don't see why you would not submit financial assistance documents. Okay. How many people in general get 100% financial aid? Good question. How many people? Last year, we've had about 5 to 10% of all the applicants, of all the people who came on campus. They had full scholarship.
So just to give people an estimate, how many people did we have on campus last year?
Yeah, we have about 1,000 people on campus, but the intake was 130 people. So out of those 230, maybe 15, 20 had a full scholarship. But there were others who had like 90% scholarship, 80% scholarship, still pretty good deal. Okay. And even those that didn't receive a full scholarship, I think they're still getting an excellent education, and they can work during the summer and supplement that. Yeah, there are scholarships, and everybody's fighting for scholarships. But what do you do when you are just a little bit short of the full scholarship? Do you give up? Yeah, hope it helped Ani and everybody. Can the financial form be completed by handwriting? It's just like the previous question. Yeah, if your handwriting
is yes.
Yes. When are we going to receive an answer whether we are admitted and what scholarships we get? Yeah, the early deadline is March 1st, and then it takes about 3 weeks for us to check out all the documents, go through the admissions committees. Please have a bit of patience and think about end of March or beginning of April. Yeah, I can't commit to a specific date. Yeah, if you submit your documents, the better chance you have for a scholarship. Yes and no. If you submit them very early, like in January, then a scholarship. But we're basically waiting for March 1st, most people to gather together in a group so that we can distribute this scholarships in order to evaluate if people are applying very early. But if you apply after March 1st, then your chances are getting lower and lower the more time passes after. So yeah, apply early. In February is the perfect time to apply for the fall semester. Should we send all papers in separate folders, and can they be perforated? Don't be too fancy about this. If you have just a clear plastic, how do you call it, pocket, put the papers in there and put the financial assistance in a separate pocket, portfolio in a separate pocket, and yeah, exactly. Sean, Dana.
I did receive an application that had every single piece of paper wrapped inside of these. You don't have to be too fancy. Just make sure they arrive undamaged.
Yeah. It's more important the quality of your documents and your character and achievements rather than how you present them. Although presentation does help, but don't overdo it. What about student loans? What interest per year do they have? If you go to our website, aubg.edu/loans, you can go and see the specific conditions for each loans. They run between 7%, 8%, 10%. You can see the specific details there.
Because it also depends on where you're coming from. So you better just get to us individually or check out the loans page.
Yeah, for loans, it's better to contact the loan coordinator or your counselor can help you with figuring out the way. Okay, here's an interesting question. Vlad from Moldova. So, Vlad, I'm from Moldova as well. I don't have a specific question. I think that you provided me all the necessary information just now. However, I have the urge to say, hey, thanks plenty for your support. You made my evening much brighter, and I hope you will have also a wonderful evening. Oh,
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I really appreciate that comment, Vlad. Sometimes you're wondering whether you're doing the right thing, and it's actually helpful. So, thumbs up. Thanks, Vlad. Good luck, and hope that your application goes all smoothly, and we'll see you here on campus. Have a good evening yourself.
Okay, let's move on to the rest of the
Should we submit both copies of our achievements and portfolio, or would just one suffice?
So your achievements, a collection of your achievements is your portfolio.
Exactly.
Basically.
So it's just one.
Yeah. If you're asking about your CV versus your portfolio, then it's a bit harder to say, but at least list the things that you've done, which is basically your CV.
Yeah. Think about the CV as the cover for the portfolio. So the CV is a summary of the achievements that you have done, and if there are a couple of papers with achievements, then portfolio is like an index. Inside you will find this, that, and third. Okay. Oh, here's a very specific question. 4.56 GPA be okay? Yeah, it'll be okay.
Depending on what scale.
But
on a 5-point scale, it obviously is going to be a very good grade.
That's important. In Russia,
submit all of your grades in the grading system that you're studying in, and then we convert them for our own purposes. So.
Related question, how about the GPA? Should we convert the grades to GPA and then send them, or isn't necessary? No, don't convert your grades. We'll do it.
Please don't. Just mention what kind of system you're using.
Okay, so just send it in English, or if it's in Bulgarian or Russian. What about financial aid documents or certificates? Should they be original or just copies notarized, since the university keeps the documents? Good question. Yes, we do keep the documents that you submit to us, and but no, don't send us the originals of the only documents you have for the ownership of the house. That's why you can either make a whatever in your country bureau of registers that keeps track of who owns what, and ask them for a certificate that you do own that thing. For example, wage certificates from your mother's or father's work, those can be original. Those guys can make another certificate. Okay, Dana, can you answer the question about work and travel?
Okay, so are there any work and travel programs in Europe, or are they all in the USA? Now, it's a little bit difficult because most of our students are participating in a program that's called Work and Travel USA. It's organized by the US government. It's one of their cultural exchange programs. So even though a lot of people treat it as solely a work offer for the summer and call it work and work, it really is meant as an opportunity for you to travel and experience different cultures while having an opportunity to support yourself. Obviously, the way you handle it is going to be different. So most of our students are going to apply to work in the USA during the summer. If you come from Europe and you have the ability to work in Europe, there are specific programs that can help you with that. There are lots and lots of offices within Blagoevgrad, seeing that the demand is very high, that can help you choose the program that's appropriate for you, prepare all the documents and everything. But one of the requirements of participating in a work and travel program is to be a full-time student. So we should get that out of the way first.
Yeah. There is work in Europe, but to be honest, there is money in the US. Okay. Thank you, Art, for being so nice. We're glad to be helpful, and that's the reason why we're here. Please feel free to contact your counselors. We'd rather talk to you in person. Dimitrina is asking if I want, could I attach pictures to one of the documents?
Pictures of yourself, we're not really asking for any purposes at the moment.
The only picture of yourself is in your international passport for international students, and we need those for the visa requirement. But if you are in Bulgaria, then no pictures of self. If you look good, it's not gonna increase your chances of admission or scholarship.
Unless it's part of your portfolio, because we do have a couple students who have made a lot of modeling contracts, so to say. So if it applies, you can submit it.
Yeah.
If it does not, please don't think about that.
If you're a model, probably that will be your portfolio, and you can print out some pictures. Nikita is asking, if I need to pay for my tuition by myself, how can I do that? Well, you walk into the cashier's office on AUBG campus and you put the cash on the desk. I'm not sure if that's what you mean.
I think he's probably asking about the opportunities to sponsor your own education. I might be wrong here, but a couple words on that, maybe.
Can you rephrase this question? I will mark it as done, but if you can ask it again so that we understand a bit more about what exactly you're trying to ask. Question: can a scholarship change over the years? For example, if you receive 60% scholarship, is it possible to receive a higher scholarship the next year? For better or for worse, AUBG scholarships are given for the 4 years in AUBG, and it's good because you will know what to expect for the rest of your financial aid, and scholarships are year-by-year affair. So the first year you may have a lot of scholarships, a big sum, and in the second year you have to apply again, and you don't know if you will get it, and usually it decreases. When you receive the admission letter, we write out clearly that this scholarship is for 4 years, and if a scholarship is for 1 year, then we write clearly, okay, this particular scholarship is just for, and that's the level that you should expect to have. Having said that, there are also opportunities to apply for scholarships for current students, and you can see them on our website. But most of them are much smaller than what you could get when you just apply and you're accepted to the university in the first place. Okay. Thank you, Nikita. Looking forward to seeing you on campus.
So do we. So do we.
Sasha is asking, I've studied in three different schools. Should I get an official transcript from each of them separately? Can my current school just take it from my dossier? If your current school can put it all in one table on one page and say, okay, our school had received grades from this school and they are such and such. For geography, there is 5 out of 5 and so on. And then from this other school in our dossier we have, and also in our school, we have these and these grades. I think that should be perfectly fine. Well, try to get it and send it to your counselor and we'll check it out, okay? Simone is asking, if our GPA in the first semester of the last year is higher, can we add it to the GPA of the other 3 years? Yeah, send your first semester GPA right away. Who is the representative of AUBG in Kosovo so I can contact them? Art, check out our website. You can go to the admissions section. It has AUBG in your area. There's a little map and you can find Kosovo. Click there and there will be the address of the person. Or just write to admissions and we'll send you the email. Okay. Okay, Nikita is clarifying his question. I mean, if my parents can't pay for me, what can I do to do it by myself? Dan, do you want to start with that?
So yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about, the opportunities to sponsor your own education. And we have already mentioned the work and travel program USA.
Yeah.
All you need in order to be eligible is to be a full-time student and be able to afford the initial cost of the program and the tickets that you're most certainly going to make back in the money that you earn. But it's good to keep in mind that you do need a small initial investment that an agency is going to ask of you to process your visa and things like this. So most of the students try and hold at least 2 jobs over the summer, and they can make upfront to, this is going to be an estimate, please don't hold me up to it, $10,000 or $15,000. With the change in economy, with every person's individual luck, it can vary, of course, but almost everybody is able to make at least the amount the money they paid to come there and the amount of money that they had to spend to support themselves while in the States. So you are eligible to go every single summer while you're still a current student. So the question is how you're going to be able to sponsor your first year of study. That's the most important part. And a lot of the scholarships and even specific financial aid that we provide is aimed to easing this first year of study. For example, you're going to see that you've been provided, say, with a 40% financial aid for the whole duration of your study, plus 10 or 20 additional for your first year of study. As long as you can take out a loan or find some means to sponsor your first year. After that, you can take on jobs and scholarships to try and provide for yourself as much as you can. Having said that, there are some opportunities on campus to work, and there are some opportunities off campus. According to Bulgarian legislation, unfortunately, they don't pay as much as summer jobs in the USA, for example, but it's also an opportunity for you. There are also additional scholarships, competitions that are held. There are many opportunities to earn some cash, but the real question is how you're going to be able to sponsor this first initial year of study.
Okay.
And we have also, I'm sorry, Dalia, but we have also mentioned student loans. So if you know in advance that you cannot have the money in a single payment.
Sorry, Dana.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a breakup. Yeah, Nikita, you have to overcome the first year, and that's the big question. And maybe you can get in touch with some agencies in your country and see for local sponsorships. And when you overcome your first year, then there is work and travel, there is a little bit of work on campus, there are loans that you can try to muster up the finances for the initial year. And of course, we'll see what the offer is in March. Yeah. Okay.
And Nikita has a follow-up question.
Can I still take a loan? Probably not, because you have to be legal age to sign contracts. But we need to figure that out. Okay, thanks, Ani. It was great to talk to you on Facebook, and we do try to be responsive. And thank you for your patience when we are taking a bit more time to answer. Does the full scholarship cover the living, textbook expenses, and so on? Most probably not. Even people with full scholarship are asked to pay their residence halls, the student activity fee, their books, and books really vary. Sometimes you can go with just $100, and sometimes you need $300 for the books. But yeah, most people need to pay for those details.
Having said that, there's also a possibility that you won't have to pay for your books because of the classes you're taking.
Yeah, sometimes the books are included in the tuition, and it's an electronic book that you access over the internet. Jasilda, yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sorry if I'm not. Does work and travel program give you only the opportunity to travel to the USA, or does it include some kind of accommodation for students like mini campuses? Most often it does not, unless you're working in a hotel and the hotel has that arrangement with their employees. But most probably you will need to have an initial amount of money to pay rent to wherever you're housed. and then out of your wages to pay rent for the rest of the summer.
But there are certain companies that will provide you with accommodation and just withdraw that from your paycheck.
Yeah, it depends, basically.
It depends.
I am currently in a university. Should I provide a document that says that this? Yes, please do. We would like to see your grades from your current university, and we could even recognize some of the courses that you have taken in that university. Please get in touch with your counselor and do get the grades from your current university. Art, we will send you an email with the contact information of the representative in Kosovo. Okay? And if I don't send it to you, please remind me tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, Preslav is asking, I do not know whether I got it right, but can you apply for the additional scholarships listed on the website, even though you already have some kind of scholarship in the first place? The additional scholarships are for people who are already in AUBG, so you will be able to apply for them after your first year or first semester, depending on a specific scholarship or competition. Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you very much.
Very sweet, and it's I'm glad we've been able to help you guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to write them up in our Facebook Messenger, on Zopim chat on our website, or by email or phone, or even here in Google Plus in this event. It's been a pleasure to spend some time with you. Okay. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, and we'll probably see you soon when we're going to hold the interviews.
Okay, the recording of this webinar will be in YouTube for about a month or two, and you will be able to go back to, and you can send again your question in the comments below. A few more questions from Jasilda. Sorry if I don't pronounce it right. So based on a response a bit early, full scholarship is on. Yes and no. Guessing from your name, you're from Albania, and there are some scholarships that are specifically from Albanian sponsors for Albanian students, and they cover a bit more than just tuition. More specific, and you will get the full answer in your admission letter with the offer. Do I have to translate my calculated high school grades? Okay. So thank you very much, and yeah, we can continue the discussion in the comments below. Thank you guys, have a good evening, and for those of you that stayed up late from Mongolia and Kazakhstan, and what special thank you to you guys, and I hope to see you all on campus here at AUBG.
Thanks to everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.